Questions, please.
Kenny, how's the mood around the locker room been, following a couple losses?
Oh, yeah, it's been fine. We have a lot of good senior leadership in the front row that sits right here. So, they had everyone's heads right moving into Sunday's film and after the lift, kind of figuring out what happened, what went wrong, and, we'll be ready to go this week.
Kenny, as you looked at film, what stuck out to you?
Really just, not playing as a unit, as cohesively. I feel like there was sporadic, like we weren't playing together at all. Not on the same page in the pass game, really. Couldn't get anything really going in the run game. It was just one of those days that that we can't have, and we know that. So that's why we've been working really hard to make sure we'll get right this weekend.
Do you feel like it was hard to kind of like point out like there was one thing that was going wrong? It just seemed like it was, offensive pass interference penalty, take a sack, or drop pass. It seemed like it was like one thing on every drive that kind of set you back.
Yeah, I would say so. Like you said, it's our own doing though. It's the penalties, some drops, holding, like you said, it was something like that. And those are drive killers that we know we can't have. And it's something that's been hurting us all season. We've talked about it, and it's up to us to go out there and actually do it, and not just keep talking about it, because it's all words. At some point, you got to go out there and show that you're going to play clean football. So I think that is definitely a goal this weekend: go out and play clean.
Even before the snap, Kenny, are you concerned at all that you guys are giving anything away in terms of tells or signals or anything like that?
No, I wouldn't say anything like there's nothing like that.
Do you remember this 76-61 game where you were when you saw the score?
I was there. I was there.
You were at the game?
Yeah, I was at the game. Yeah, me, my best buds from back home. I took him out, his dad out, and they're actually going to be there. It's pretty funny. They're going to be here this weekend, so I get to see them. So it's pretty funny how it works. But yeah, I was there for it. It was a crazy game.
What do you think? How a game like that? How can a game like that develop?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I've never seen. I don't think anyone's seen that. So I couldn't. There's no secret. It was just crazy amount of points being scored. I have no idea.
Their defense is much better.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What sets them apart now?
They're just solid. I think all around. I think they're really good up front. I think that's where one of their main strengths are. I think their ends they're pretty athletic, big dudes that can play. I think they're experienced. I think that's one thing they got going for them too. They got some guys that are back. Now you're getting towards the middle of the season. You're getting some guys with some more games under their belt. So that always helps for a team moving forward.
Did the Clemson result kind of surprise you, or did you know they could hang with them?
No. I feel like everyone was expecting that. Everyone knows they're a good team. They got an explosive offense, solid defense. So I don't think that it really surprised anyone that they were playing them tough.
Kenny, Pat was telling us the other day that maybe you were putting too much on your shoulders or trying to do too much. Do you feel that, and how do you try to overcome that?
Yeah, I feel that's something that's something I had, just kind of the guy player that I am. I would like to take pressure off everybody else. I don't want anyone to feel any extra pressure, so I feel like I can handle whatever outside pressure that anybody wants to put on the team. I don't feel any pressure from you guys or any fans, or I really could care less what anybody says. Honestly, I'm just worried about the guys in here and our coaches. So if there's any way that I can take pressure off of other people, I feel like that's kind of what I can do and help our guys that way.
That's part of your job. Kind of feel it.
That's what I feel. People say no, but I think it helps. I really do. I feel like it helps our guys is being positive with everybody, being positive with the receivers, with the like I said, we have two great backs. I've been saying that all year. They're awesome. They're great help too. But I feel like that just helps everybody as a unit moving forward. And my job is to be in charge of that unit.
In this age of living in social media, how tough is it to live in a vacuum?
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like, a lot of people, man, adversity hits and they want to take off and run. I feel like we live in a different world. That's not the kind of person I am. My preparation will never waver, for any outside source of pressure, like you said, social media, any of that stuff. When Panther Fanatic 412, the guy doesn't have a name or something, it's like tweeting at you. It's like, all right, man, whatever. I could care less. But it's all fun. You just kind of smile at it. Go to work, wake up the next day, have fun playing the game that you love, and go right back to it.
Your teammates pretty much on the same page with you on that?
I'd say so. We're really focused. Like I said, it's a real family in this room. It's something that I love about this team a lot. I care for a lot of these guys, and they care for me, and we have a good thing going.
Giving the mute button or the block button a little bit of a workout lately?
No, I don't need to do anything. I just kind of been off Twitter, off all that stuff. You get like the notifications. It's just like you look at it, and you put it right back in your pocket, and I go do homework or watch film or do whatever I got to do that day. So I don't really let it mess with me.
Can coming back home after 2 road games and 2 road losses also sort of help
settle things down among the guys?
I'd say so. It's always good to play at home. We love playing at Hines, so we're excited to run back out of that tunnel. Hear our song being played, all that stuff. So we're ready to go. We're excited.
How have you seen Shocky grow since he kind of got here? Sort of a wide-eyed guy this January. Yeah,
he's making huge strides. I was actually telling him earlier this week. It's funny you asked that he's making crazy strides for a freshman to do that. He's a kid too. I mean, he comes to work every day. He's a pro as a young kid, which is impressive about him. He comes to work. He's a competitor too, is what I love about him. The kid, he's giving you everything he has every play, and you can't ask for anything more.
Were you guys making a concerted effort to get the tight end a little more involved this past week against UCF? And do you see that could maybe be something that helps you guys going forward?
I mean, it's kind of like I said before, Maurice had a big game. It's kind of what's open that day. What are they leaving open? Where can we take advantage of what they're doing? UCF, Will had some success over the middle and stuff, getting him some balls. And so I told him this week, let's keep it going, do the same thing. If they give it to us and it's there, we'll take advantage of it.
What do you remember from Pitt Syracuse last year? It wasn't really a game that you played much, but
Yeah.
I remember it was kind of like Kenny might go in, and then you did eventually go in for the last play. Does that make this week any more special for you, given that was your debut?
I don't think it makes it any more special. I just think, you always remember that first game you got in. That was pretty crazy. Like, I was in, like you said, and they called timeout. I was out, and then the last play game I went back in. It was kind of crazy. But, yeah, you always remember that first opportunity you had. So I don't think it makes it any more special. It's just a remembrance of what happened last year.
Do you ever, see this year's freshmen get that 4 games and wish, like, man, that would have been really useful last year?
Yeah. Hopefully they do something where maybe I can get it back. Who knows? But I'm not really focused about that right now. But I think that's a great rule that they made. I really do. I think giving the opportunity to get some freshmen out there and get experience, there's nothing else you can do in practice to replicate game experience. So for those guys to get in, those young guys to get 4 games, that's a lot of time they can go in. Like you said, you look at what I did. The prior season, I really only had 2 full games, pretty much 2 3/4 or whatever you want to call it, 1 3/4. So I didn't even get my full 4, and I thought that was huge for me moving into the spring ball and off season. So I think it was definitely a great rule that they put in.
Thank you, Kenny.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Kenny.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one. Thank you.